11,800 damage with just 2 cards. That's absolutely mind-boggling and shouldn't be allowed, but this is actually allowed in Tengu Plant format. And Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon is at 3 copies in this format. Absolutely crazy.
Got this feeling really deep in my soul. Let's get it, I wanna go. Come along, get it on. Gonna take my car, gonna see me. Gonna drive along till I get you. Got some crazy, got some crazy. Know you like it. I wanna race for you. Shall I go now? Yes, yes, yes.
Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I want to make a deck profile for the Dragon Turbo deck that I used to get 2nd place in the Tengu Rumble 6 and also featured in my previous video. I'm going to explain you the card choices that I made for this deck, some of the main combos, and also go over a new combo that I found out after the tournament and how this new combo is going to change the deck in the future. So first of all, I'd like to mention that I took inspiration from Dragon Turbo deck lists in Edison format, where people came up with the idea for this deck around 2 years ago. The game plan is pretty straightforward. So you try to combine these dragons with lots of draw cards and in the end phase get even more draws with super rejuvenations, then set up a lethal push with some combinations of the Breed Dragon with 2 Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon, and then summon Blue Eyes White Dragon or Kookimero Drago to push through handtraps like Gorse and Dragodia, while also having mass backrow removal like Giant Trunate and Heavy Storm. Yeah. However, there are some challenges for Tengu Plant format, like for example in Edison format, the Breed Dragon is at 3, but in Tengu Plant format, this card is limited. However, we have a bypass for it, and this bypass is the Dragunity package. So Dragunity Ducks can also set up 2 Dragon banishes that we can use for Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon to then summon Blue Eyes White Dragon and Kookimero Drago and go for lethal lines. Also we have double Dragon Ravine and 1 Terraforming. I decided to play 1 Terraforming into Dragon Ravine for more deck thinning to increase the probability of drawing into Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon with the rejuvenation. So with 1 Ducks, 3 Dragon Ravine, we have basically 5 pseudo Debris Dragon cards. So it should be even more consistent compared to the Edison deck lists. And then the remaining engine of this deck remains pretty much the same. So here we have 3 Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon, 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, 3 White Stone of Legend, 3 cards of Consonance, 3 Trade-In, 3 Super Rejuvenations, Card Destruction, Future Fusion, Kookimero Drago. That's pretty much standard. I decided to main deck 1 Primary Dragon because this one protects the endbot against Dark Hole from the opponent. Dark Hole is legal in this format, same with Monster Reborn, so we play Dark Hole, Heavy, Reborn as power spells to go for lethal pushes. 1 Instant Fusion, 1 Pot of Arrows for recycling resources, and then 1 Magical Stone Excavation to get more Dragon discards and set up a bigger Super Rejuvenations, or we could also use this card for the power spells like these ones. I also decided to play 1 Malefic Stardust Dragon because this one combos really well with Dragon Ravine and outs Thunder King Ryo from the opponent. Also this one could be an extender for Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon and works with Trade-In. Then we have 1 Dragodia for defense. I think you don't need more than 1, and Gorse is kinda bad in this deck, especially with the Dragon Ravine. You could probably play more than 1 of certain cards like Malefic Stardust Dragon, Dragodia, Magical Stone Excavation, Instant Fusion. However, I ran into space issues. So you never want to go above 40 with this deck, otherwise it becomes less consistent, and consistency is extremely important for Dragon Turbo because we don't want to brick. In the tournament, I think I can't remember any game sets where I missed a 2nd copy of some cards like Magical Stone Excavation, Instant Fusion or Dragodia, so 1 of all of these cards might be probably fine. Now let's go into the extra deck. So here we have 5-headed Dragon for the Future Fusion, the Shining for Super Polymerization, Alligator Sword Dragon for Instant Fusion, Darkfire Dragon for Instant Fusion. This one is also a 2nd Dragon, so we don't need to run 2 Alligator Sword Dragon if we want to use Instant Fusion twice to summon Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon. And 5 is really nice to go into Bionic plays, or level 2 Failings plus level 5 Non-Tuner allows us to go into 7 Synchros. Then Trident Dragon, mandatory OTK combo piece. Stardust Dragon, mandatory for Malefic Stardust Dragon, but we could also summon this card with the Dragunity engine. Then Scrap Dragon, another level 8 that we could summon with the Dragunities. Same for Colossal Fighter. Thought Ruler Archfiend because this one can play through Deep Prison. And then 1 Exploder Dragon Wing. I think my idea behind this card was to have another out against Ancient Fairy Dragon, and this one is a level synchro that allows us to out Ancient Fairy Dragon from the opponent. Then 1 Black Rose Dragon for Nuke, Ancient Fairy Dragon our own. To pop Dragon Ravine, search the next copy. It could also pop annoying fields from the opponent like Necro Valley and then search the Dragon Ravine. Or we could use the 2nd effect to summon out the White Stone of Legend and then Synchro Climb with Ancient Fairy Dragon and White Stone of Legend into Stardust Dragon or any of those other level 8 Synchro monsters. Then we have 1 Dragunity Knight, Varayana, because it's mandatory for Ducks combo to go into 2 Dragon bodies. Then Orient Dragon, which can out Synchro monsters from the opponent on summon without having to discard. And then if we can afford to discard some cards, we have Bionic, which can just out anything for the opponent, bounce it to hand, and then we go for game. For the side deck, we have Rivalry of Warlords against combo decks like Tengu Plant, Royal Decree against backrow decks like EUROBEAT or TG Stun, then some utility dragons like White Knight Dragon against TG Stun because the deck might have not that many Master Destruction cards, but some targeting removal like Dimensional Prison or TG-MI1, and this card beats all of them. So it's more likely that we get hit by targeting removal than non-targeting removal in TG Stun, therefore White Knight Dragon to deal with that. Also, the opponent cannot attack over White Knight Dragon with any combinations of one of the Phantom Beasts and a TG monster, because this one has 3k, it's just too big and protected against targeting spell trap removal. Then 2 Koakimero Drago against Agents, 1 Red Eyes Wyvern because this allows us to reborn the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon in case this one gets hit with a Solemn Warning, or Ryo from the opponent, and we can send it with the Dragon Ravine. Then Exploder Dragon to remove Ryo from the opponent or Elemental Hero with the Shining. And because this one is a dragon, we can use it as a banish for Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This came up once, I think. We can also reborn this card with Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. And then after clearing the Shining once from the opponent, we can use it again to clear the second Shining and then slowly outgrind the opponent by summoning Exploder Winged Dragon to remove monsters that would be usually bigger than the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Then because Hero is one of the worst matchups for this deck, we have 2 Super Polymerizations, which can fuse away the Thunder King Ryo from the opponent, or Aelios, or any of the already existing fusion monsters on the field. It's also a spell that can discard, so works with the Super Rejuvenation, and also works on our own Royal Decree. And if the opponent is not playing Hero but setting up other annoying monsters on the field, we have Lightning Vortex as pseudo second Dark Hole, and then 1 Forbidden Lands to play through more back row, kinda replacement for Giant Trunade. I didn't cite this card that often in, so maybe need to test it more, not sure if this is correct in the site. So this was my deck list from the tournament Tengu Rumble 6, where I got second place with Dragon Turbo. If you would ask me, would you make any changes? My answer would be, yes, there are a couple changes that I would make. And these changes would be, first change I would make is Dragon Ravine over the Terraforming, because it came up a couple of times that I went Super Rejuvenation into Terraforming and then Terraforming had no target in the deck. By playing 3 Dragon Ravine I have more engine that is actually alive compared to 2 Dragon Ravine and 1 Terraforming. Also, Dragon Ravine plus Malefic Status works against Ryo, while Terraforming with Malefic Status doesn't work against Ryo. Second change, 1 more Dragonite Ducks, because they want to have 1 additional search target for Dragon Ravine in the deck, and this card is really strong and generous, so we could go first turn Dragonite Ducks into Stardust Dragon, and if this one gets handtrapped with Valor or Throught, that's completely fine, then we have a second one left that we could use for the actually OTK push. The first one just to bait out the handtraps, then we have still 1 more to search in the deck, and then we can use the second one to go for lethal. Because we play 2 Dragonite Ducks, we need to adapt the extra deck. We're playing 2 Vajayana, so in case the first Ducks resolves, we want to have 1 more to go into another level 8 synchro. Then I missed Catastro in the tournament, I think, therefore I want to play Catastro in the extra. I also thought it might be good to play Utopia, because we have the Tragodia, and Tragodia can discard level 4, steal a level 4 from the opponent, then Tragodia become level 4 and overlay 2 level 4s into Utopia. To make space for this card, I decided to take out the level 7 synchros, because they didn't came up that often. I think I didn't summon the Exploder Winged Dragon or the Ancient Fairy Dragon once. So just playing the Black Rose Dragon for utility, and I also cut the Elemental Hero the Shining, same with the Super Polymerizations from the side deck. The usage rate of EUROBEAT is declining, therefore I'm expecting to see less EUROBEAT compared to the months where I piloted this deck in the tournament. For the side deck, I decided to side the Primordial Dragon and not main deck it anymore, because I figured out in Edison format you don't need this card in the main deck anymore if you can pilot this deck correctly. However, you still need this card against some matchups, therefore you side it and not main deck it. I also faced many monotype combo decks, and Rivalry doesn't work against monotype combo decks like Karakuri, which only uses machine monsters, or Jurak, which can only play with dinosaur monsters. Therefore we need some card to stop these kinds of decks. I decided to play 2 Maxi, 1 Tragodia, because these cards are really nice defensive options against these decks. So in case we top deck with the Super Rejuvenation into Maxi, we can use the Maxi to draw even more cards in the turn of the opponent. And we could use the Maxi to top deck into the second Tragodia. So in case the opponent has Solemn Warning on the first Tragodia, we might top deck with the Maxi into the second one. And then we can still survive even with opponent having a lethal line and Solemn Warning to back up the lethal line against Tragodia. I decided to take out 1 Koakimero Drago because it's so easy accessible with the Dragon Ravine, and I don't think you need to side 2 in the side deck. It might happen sometimes that one of them gets banished and you don't draw the second one. If this happens to you, very unfortunate, happened to me in the final, but it's not supposed to happen very often, so 1 should be fine in the side deck. Yeah, this was my deck profile. Now let's look into some replays and combos. Combo number 1. I think this is the mainline combo and you should always go for it if you have this set up. For this combo you need 1 Debris Dragon and 2 Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon. So you go Debris, summon out White Stone of Legend or Dragonity Phalanx, depending what you have. Then summon, banish for Red Mat, summon the Blue Eyes, banish, summon Red Mat, summon Koakemero Drago, and then attack with all of them, go for game. That's 10,500 damage, lethal, true, Gorse and Dragodia. Now, next combo, here we need Dragonity Ducks with the Phalanx in the grave and 2 Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon. So Ducks effect, equip the Phalanx, Phalanx to summon out, go into Ravayana, effect to equip the Phalanx, Phalanx summon, and now same as the last replay, summon the Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon, summon Blue Eyes, banish, summon Red Mat, effect, summon Drago, again 10,500 damage. And here you see why Ducks is basically replacement for the Debris Dragon. Now, combo number 3. We assume that we already cleared the back row from the opponent with Heavy Storm. The opponent can still have monsters on the board, doesn't matter, we clear them during the combo. So Debris, summon out the White Stone, instant fusion, summon any level 5 fusion, this could be also Old Shamanite, doesn't matter. In this case Alligator Sword Dragon is legal, so we play Alligator Sword Dragon. White Stone, searching the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Then Bryonic, discard to bounce the monster from the opponent, banish for Red Mat, summon Blue Eyes, game, 8,100 damage. Now combo number 3, but with Ducks instead of the Debris Dragon. Opponent is still allowed to have a monster on the board, we clear it anyways during the combo. So we go Ducks, equip Phalanx, Phalanx summon, Varayana, equip, special summon, then go into Scrap Dragon. Using the Scrap Dragon, popping any spell that we have in the hand and pop the monster from the opponent. Then instant fusion, summon any dragon, could also be a Darkfire Dragon, banish, summon the Blue Eyes, attack, and that's game with 8,800 damage. Now combo number 5. Very simple 2-card OTK, these Upstart Goblins could be any spell or trap. So we go Debris, summon the White Stone of Legend, then summoning any level 5 fusion. Synchro into Orient Dragon. In Edison format this card is not legal, so you have to play Iron Chain instead, but this card is slightly better than Iron Chain Dragon. Now White Stone of Legend, the search doesn't matter. Then set to back row, and then summon the Trident Dragon. Trident Dragon, pop both of our spells and traps, get 2 additional attacks, attack with 9,000 damage, and that's game even if we already resolved 1 Upstart Goblin. Now, combo number 6, we just need Ducks and Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon. The Ducks could also be Dragon Ravine, and if the Ducks is Dragon Ravine instead, then we need 1 less card to pop, because we can pop our own Dragon Ravine during the combo. So we go normal summon Ducks, equip, Phalanx to summon, go into Varayana, then summon the Red Mat, and at this time summoning the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, synchro summon the Blue Eyes and the Phalanx into Trident Dragon. And here we have a couple options. So we could pop 1 or 2. If we pop 1, that's 8,800 damage. But if we pop 2, this pop could be also the Dragon Ravine in our field spell zone. Then we have 11,800 damage. 11,800 damage with just 2 cards, that's absolutely mind-boggling and shouldn't be allowed, but this is actually allowed in Tengu Plant format. And Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon is at 3 copies in this format, absolutely crazy. So this was my deck profile with a small combo guide. I hope you enjoyed it so far. If you want to see more Tengu Plant content, write down in the comment section. Anyways, see you in the next video. Have a nice day.